Come on in. Good evening. If y'all follow me on Instagram, y'all know about the conversation been going on my wall all day long. I can't remember who did the documentary. Somebody, hold on. I can't remember who did the documentary. I can't remember the name of the channel, but y'all find it. The video that I'm speaking of is called Biggie Smalls versus Wu-Tang, Nas, Jay-Z, Ghostface, Raekwon, and OGC. He said, let's talk about it. We is. Let him come on in here. Brick City. What's goody? Y'all tell me, y'all watching the channel. Y'all know what's goody. Gully TV is goody. Y'all see him killing this shit. Biggie is king of New York, period. I'm not if I hear otherwise. That Wario dude be still in contact. I told him about that shit. He stole some shit from me. He did a murder unit piece, stole some shit from me, and then gave me a shout out. Thought that he thought that I would be cool with it. I also caught him stealing. He stole and repeated a whole DVD. It's called Hell Up in Harlem. If you go to his channel and he start talking about Kenny Hutch and all them niggas, Purple City, Kenny Hutch, all of that type of shit, you know he stole that shit from that fucking documentary. That DVD was called Hell Up in Harlem. It's a classic joint. I think he was not that great of a rapper. Y'all overdo it. He had 2 albums. He never even went #1 when he was alive. I wasn't all the way convinced on Biggie either, right? Until recently. Biggie got a song called Somebody Got to Die. It's one of the greatest rap songs ever written. Like, this shit is like a movie. I listen to it all the time. I bought Biggie's double disc, I think last year. I still buy CDs. He got a song called Somebody Got to Die. Oh my God. Exchange daps and hugs before it go down. It's gonna go down. Ladies, niggas, low down. Slow down. He's the best storyteller. He said he's the best storyteller. Somebody got to die. Man, I just got up on this joint recently. I swear to God, that shit came out 20-some years ago. Because I be listening to it in the whip. That shit's like a motion picture, a real motion picture. That's a hard pick, mama. I stole the car keys at 16. Long kiss goodbye. The beat was crazy. Him and Scarface are 2 of the best storytellers. Grab the guns and come on if you're coming. Supreme and Black outside, the car's running. Find a bag to put the guns in. If come on if you're coming, somebody's got to die. He said Big killed that joint. I think that he said the end was crazy, man. That's one of the greatest songs ever. So let's just put that out there for the reference track. If you trying to figure out Biggie Smalls' capabilities, go listen to this song called Somebody Got to Die. You'll be convinced after that song. I got a 1-song recommendation. Go listen to it. Unknown caller. Speaking of Biggie and his storytelling, let's talk about all the beefs that he had. Let's talk about all the Biggie Smalls beefs. Oh my goodness. Did y'all see the documentary out? It's been out for 3 weeks. I think it's one of the greatest documentaries ever. The dude that edited it's an hour and 34 minutes. I do edit it myself. He was at that for a minute and it was meticulous. He said that and unbelievable. Unbelievable rhyme patterns was unmatched. Niggas Bleed was a movie as well. Big had personality and can rap over any kind of beat. Biggie and Ghostface are the best storytellers in New York City history. He the only person that can spit with Bone Thugs. All right, let's talk about his beefs. We're gonna go one at a time. When Biggie Smalls first came out, I didn't rush to get his CD. I didn't. I'm telling y'all the truth. I swear to God, I didn't rush to get his CD because it seemed like a pop record. It seemed like some cupcake shit because we looking at the video. It was all the rapping Duke, the ha. We never thought the hip hop could take it this far. That wasn't nothing to us. He rapping about the rapping Duke and shit like that. We wasn't taking that shit all the way serious because of the singles, right? But when you go and get the fucking CD Ready to Die and you hear songs like Respect, Me and My Bitch, Give Me the Loot, all of these joints, you like, God damn, this shit is serious. You like, this shit is serious. So I wasn't taking him serious at first. I thought that Craig Mack was, at the time, Craig was hitting a little harder. Gotta get the cash, Craig shit was hitting a little harder. And then Biggie's kind of like picked up steam and just poof, like that. That's how it happened for real. But we didn't take him like serious like a gangster rapper at the time. I didn't. I don't know about anybody else. Things didn't change. Everyday Struggle, right? All of them joints. Machine Gun Funk, right. For the guy that said Craig Mack was whack, Craig was the biggest artist on Bad Boy at a point in time. Craig had a single called Flavor in Your Ear, man. It was a phenom. It was a viral phenom. The remix took it to places, parts unknown and shit. So we not gonna diss Craig Mack. Rest in peace to the late great Craig Mack. You must have been very, very young. I was like 17 or 16 or some shit like that. I'm glad you mentioned that because that probably had something to do with the Biggie thing too. I didn't start to focus on him till I went to prison. When I went to prison, Biggie Smalls had Philadelphia under siege. That was their favorite rapper before Siegel, before Beanie Siegel. Biggie Smalls had Philadelphia locked down. He did. I think he performed Me and My Bitch live down there in Philadelphia and shit. Real big deal, right? So I'm in the yard with these niggas from Philly and they playing Biggie all the time. When I was on the streets, I wasn't a Biggie guy. I was with Esco. I was on Esco's side and shit. At the time, I felt that Esco was the best in the world and shit. I think he was at the time, yeah. I was never on Biggie's side and shit. As the beef and shit started to heat up, I wasn't on Tupac's side either. I was on Mobb Deep. I was on the Queensbridge side and shit. My man said, me too. He said he still is and shit. A few years older than Gully, Wu-Tang boot camp. All right. Anyway, yeah, he wasn't. I was on Esco and them side, man. I feel that. I'm gonna just say it, man. Nas and Raekwon was a little bit more influential for this reason. They was fly. That was something that they had over Biggie. Them niggas is unadulterated fly. They had their own haircuts. They was rocking the Caesars and shit with the half moon part and shit like that. Wasn't nobody trying to be like Biggie. I'm keeping it real. Wasn't nobody getting dressed, going to school trying to dress like Biggie Smalls. All right, boom. Right? He said, that's your taste. I was a part of the Nation of Pretty Thugs and shit. That's what Nas and AZ and, Raekwon and them niggas, that's what they was on. They was on some pretty fly shit. So, boom. Biggie said Wu-Tang was grimy. We gonna get to all of that. They started out grimy, protect your neck, but I believe y'all associating grimy with broke. Soon as they got them some money, they threw some jewelry on and they got them some 600 Benzes and they revamped their whole shit. But again, Biggie ended up being the man. Biggie was the man. Biggie was the man. Biggie had them club joints and them joints that you hear on the radio. One More Chance by Biggie. That was a... People don't talk about the impact that One More Chance had. One More Chance was a remix, I believe. That catapulted Biggie. That sent him into Overboard. That was like the biggest song in the world at one time in the summer. Like when it came on the radio or cars passing by. First I talk about how I dress this is, the diamond Lexuses, diamond necklaces stretch like that. Aight, boom. That would be summer of 95, right? That would be summer of 95. August of 95. I just told my man the remixes catapulted Biggie. The remixes. All right, boom. August of 95, Cuban Links come out. Only Built for Cuban Links came out. Nobody knew about Raekwon. Nobody knew about him. Nobody knew about him other than he had a slick name. And he seemed to be, like a snazzy dresser. He had walked the Snow Beach joint. Did nobody know about that? That CD came out of nowhere. Put Ray in the game. Now Ray a big dog. Just like that, Ray a big dog, right? First week. Only Built for come on. First week. At this time, Raekwon was basically elected. Like the mafioso Cool G rap, he was in that lane and shit. He was in the Cool G rap lane. Let's say he was in the Cool G rap lane. Boom. Biggie was rapping about coming up. Raekwon was rapping about selling dope and shit like that. Everybody had their picks of where they went and shit, right? Boom. Most of these niggas was cool except for Raekwon and Biggie. I don't think they knew each other, but Nas was cool with Biggie. They was good. They on camera together. Them niggas is on camera together, rapping together and everything. Everything is cool. Source magazine put out a issue with a source that said King of New York and put Biggie on it. They elected Biggie King of New York. Now, they elected him King of New York in front of a whole bunch of big dogs. Nas was a big dog. AZ was a big dog. Ray and Ghostwriter, they was big dogs. Mace was a big dog. Nah, Mace was coming a little later after that. Mace came a little later, but it was some big dogs. It was some big dogs, right? He said we probably like 95 turning to 96 because ultimately, while this is going on, Tupac comes home from jail. Raekwon and Ghostface on a skit on Raekwon's CD called Shark Niggas basically accused Biggie of being a shark biter. They accused him of copying off of Nas' CD cover, and they accused him of using lingo, misappropriating lingo, right? Based on Cuban Links' following, popularity, and shit like that, they could get away with this. It was the street album. Cuban Links was the street album. It was. He said, Ray, go said that on the song. All right, slow down. I got y'all. I got y'all. So Biggie's under attack by Wu-Tang. Biggie put out a remix with Junior Mafia where the hook says, you could be as good as the best of them or as bad as the worst. He apparently stole that hook from somebody from boot camp. He apparently stole that hook. He was at a show, boot camp, the Palladium. He was at a show at the Palladium. Somebody from boot camp clip, Top Dog, I believe his name was, said that line, and Big took the line. That's two beefs. That's two beefs now. That's a beef with Raekwon and Ghost, and that's a beef with OGC. Boom. They name him King of New York, and he won all of the fucking awards at the Source Awards, ceremony, the same Source Awards ceremony. The Suge Knight stood up and showed his ass. Biggie had a clean sweep that night. He won every category for a solo artist. Really cleaned up. So they named him King of New York, and he just won all of the awards in front of Nas Escobar and others. Nas said, fuck that. Somebody else said that. He said Puff paid the Source. Somebody else said that. Naturally, Nas started taking shots. He felt that he's the king. Nas attacks Biggie on It Was Written at a point where he was, I guess, neutral. He stood neutral between the situation with Biggie and the Wu-Tang. Nas claimed to be neutral, but once Biggie was named King of New York, once the King of New York title was bestowed upon him, Esco attacked him. This is a great time to be alive, man. God damn. Let me read some of these comments. OGC had the video of the fake Biggie getting kicked off the stage. Yeah, I didn't know that until I seen that documentary. I never knew that they kicked Biggie off the stage. RZA hated Puff. He did not steal that from Boot Camp Click. That's Deborah Glass going Shabba Ranks, Don't Test Me. We know where it came from. We know who originated that. That was in the documentary that we speaking of right now. I still don't know the name of it. Oh, it's called Biggie Smalls versus Wu-Tang, OGC, Jay-Z, etc., etc. Only Big could be King of New York because he was smart enough to take Frank White character. Apparently, this situation was Starang Runder, who dissed Biggie. Who dissed Biggie in a video. He was jumped on somewhere. I didn't know about that. About this situation, and I guess the rest is history. What I'm getting at is this. Something that's downplayed or something that's underreported is all of Biggie's beef within the city of New York. I think the Tupac situation seems to supersede all of his beefs, but I didn't know that Biggie had all of this wreck in the city. He had a lot of wreck in Brooklyn. Speaking of Brooklyn, I want to take this time to give THRU the Damager. His roses. THRU is fire. THRU deserves his roses. He can rap, he's slick, concepts, videos is like that. He just seemed like a hater at the time. He seemed like a hater. He was I think he was the first to start attacking niggas that was, flossing and shit in their videos. He said, peace to THRU. He's fire. He deserves his roses and shit. I believe I seen a video where he was saying, see, I was saying this and this and that to y'all 30 years ago and y'all wasn't listening. That THRU, you can't stop the profit record. THRU, the Damager's objective was this. He wasn't feeling guys taking on characters of white and Italian mafiosos, Frank White and all these different people. He didn't like people taking on their titles and shit like that, because traditionally the Italian mafia is known to be racist, called black folks moolies and shit like that. So for somebody to take on a name like Gotti, it's kind of silly if you think about it. It's kind of silly. Think about it. A black person taking on the name Gotti. It's kind of silly. He didn't even like niggas. Motherfucker might as well name themselves Hitler. Name yourself Hitler. So THRU was right. He had a good point, man. Everything he was saying. And a lot of them guys didn't start like that. On their first album, on Nas' first album, he wasn't Nas Escobar. He was Nasty Nas and shit. On Biggie's first album, he was Notorious B.I.G. He was wearing Timbs and army fatigues and shit. He rapped about wearing Timbs and army fatigues. The second album, everybody turned to mob figures. THRU had a problem with that. He said, yo, real shit, I remember nobody liked Big at first. He was like a pop. It was like a pop situation. Like if you was watching Biggie on videos, if you was watching Biggie Smalls back in the day during a rotation of videos on Rap City, he wasn't the video that you was getting excited for. He wasn't. I'm keeping it real. That it was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. That it was other shit at the time. That was Mobb Deep was out at that around then and shit. Like people was trying to listen to Give Up the Goods or Do or Die by AZ. Like it took a minute. It took a minute. He had to start turning it up. Like I think he said, "You crazy." Puffy had Biggie doing songs and getting on the radio doing stuff that you didn't hear his gutter shit unless you had to dig into his body. You had to dig into his body of records to find Me and My Bitch. You had to all of them Give Me the Loot. You had to dig Respect. You had to back in the days you had to dig into it and say, oh, this nigga a gangster rapper. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? He said, you bugging. Biggie was big back then. Biggie was one of many, man. In 1994, first off, in 1994, niggas like Spice One and them niggas was still around. They was huge. It took a minute. He had to earn his keep. Do y'all understand what the fuck I'm saying to you? 1994, man, it was people around that was established, that was big dogs. Craig Mack came out before Biggie. He had a hit song before Biggie. So when we first heard Biggie, he was rapping over a Juicy, a Mtoomey song, a Mtoomey track. This is when you see the video, they dancing and they in the pools and shit. Like it was hard to exist amongst Illmatic with that. You feel me? Do you understand what I'm saying? It was hard to exist amongst these army fatigues with that shit. I'm telling you. Boot Camp Clique was around. It was people that was around. Don't you see that they attacked him? Them niggas who attacked him, don't you know that them niggas was like that at the time? Before Junior Mafia kind of like took over Brooklyn and shit, it was about Boot Camp Clique and it was about BCC and them niggas, yo. I'm telling you. I bought that music. I'm telling you. Smith and Wesson and these dudes was established. Smooth the Hustler and Trigger the Gambler. There was people who was established when Biggie came. It took him a little minute. Y'all got it? All right. He said, Gully, keep it at a buck. Yeah, thank you, franchise, thank you. They got lost in it. Like, it took a minute. You had to buy Biggie's CD. You feel me? Yeah, Spice One was still around. Spice One had that CD, America's Nightmare, with Tupac, with Jealous Got Me Strapped, featuring Tupac. Like, there was people that was around and that was established. Do you hear me? All right. He said, you bugging. Fam, The Diary was out in 1994. How Biggie gonna jump in that shark water? How you gonna jump in that shark water with Juicy? The Diary. Don't blame me, blame your man Gotti, so you can feel the hand of the dead body. How can he exist in that with Juicy? He can't. He had to bring that shit. Do y'all understand? Do y'all do y'all understand? Yeah. Fucking Scarface is out, man. Scarface is out, man. Niggas don't believe that song. Your brother's wrong. Gangsters don't live that long. Ice Cube and Scarface, them niggas was around. You had to put your thing down. It took a minute. He said you are on point. I know. Because I was about 16 or 17 buying them fucking CDs every time they came out. I remember, like, you didn't even play Juicy when you bought a Biggie CD. You didn't play that shit in your car. You played Respect. You didn't, niggas wasn't playing Juice. You could hear that any fucking where. People was playing, they wanna respect that. 1970 something, nigga, I don't stress the date. Mom's late, so I had to plan my escape out. Skins. He said, yeah, you right. I know. He said, no, you right. I know it. He said everybody wasn't listening to that. It was other joints on there. I'm just saying, Juicy wasn't the joint. It was just his introduction. But it was up for grabs. Anyway, I believe it was underreported that Biggie had lots of beefs internally within New York City. Once they named him King of New York, man, it was niggas with bars, man. It was niggas that they wasn't going out like that. They wasn't gonna just accept that like that. He said Juicy was getting historical spins. You would hear Juicy in the fucking doctor's office and the dentist and shit like that. He said he went crazy on Respect. Yes, he did. He said you wasn't in tune to the mixtape. Nope. I wasn't listening to fucking Biggie Smalls in 94 when he first came out. I was listening to him a little bit. I just said, all of them niggas that I named, now that I think about it, that it was the fall of, you can go quote this, it was the fall of 1994. Oh, the mix, yeah. It was the fall of 1994. All of them niggas was, they were second to that Diary CD by Scarface. I believe that Diary album by Scarface might have got almost 5 mics in the source and shit. But and he was a veteran. Face was a veteran. Boom. He said when Ready to Die dropped, all competition was put to the end. No, it didn't. The focus started to be on the East Coast. The focus started to be on the East Coast when Ready to Die came out. People started to, I think that was the icing on the cake. All of them people that I named, they didn't have no like anthem hit radio joint. Biggie had them anthems and shit. He said the Diary did get 5 mics. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody say it again. Somebody said it again. Somebody say it again. Did the Diary get how many mics? Thank you. He said Warning was the video to put Biggie Smalls on. I could believe that. It was the first hard one and shit. Malek says Warning was the video that put Biggie Smalls on. Thank you. Thank you. He said they wasn't on them corners in the early 90s, Gully. Clue tapes and 93, 97. You got to go from 93 to 98 because 98 was the big year and shit. 98 was the year that X and a lot of them niggas came out. The Diary definitely got 5 mics. Thank you, everybody. I'm glad when my information be totally on point. Y'all see how I pulled that out? That shit was out 30 years ago. I had that source. I remember seeing 5 mics next to the diary. 96 was the big year. I can't dispute that. 96 was Tupac, Nas, Jay-Z, who was a little man in the situation at this time. During this period that I'm articulating, let's talk about him for a minute. Jay-Z. Jay-Z was a little guy in this situation when all these dudes was out. I don't think he ever said anything back to Tupac. Tupac attacked everybody. Mobb Deep replied. I don't think Biggie said nothing. I think Mobb Deep the only one that said something like immediately and shit. Jay-Z. Jay-Z was a little dude at the time. The video that was on TV was fucking Ain't No Nigga with Foxy Brown. That shit was cheesy. We didn't get it. Hove took a minute. I didn't get on Hove for real until I heard Who You With. Then I had to go back and listen to Reasonable Doubt. And I had the CD. It just wasn't getting no play. It wasn't getting no play all like that because Nas was out. At the beginning of this live, I told y'all I was on Esco's side. At this time, Escobar was out. Escobar season began. Sparked the live with the 840 I fly. Pretty thug, show no love. It's like when doves cry. Y'all remember that? He said, Nori and Mobb Deep responded. 25 to life. Peace. He said, Queens get the money. That's why Fat Joe and Mobb Deep felt like saying it's like New York been soft ever since Snoop came through and crushed the buildings. They felt he was a church mouse when it was popping. Yeah, he didn't say anything when it was popping. He didn't say anything. As a matter of fact, it was like he laid in the cut, and when Biggie and Nas got killed, that's when he started to attack. I remember hearing about all the money that he was supposed to have first. Before he became one of my favorite rappers, he had a reputation for money. For some reason, he had a reputation for money. As soon as he came in the game, they was talking about he had money. He said, I remember it was written, came out June, and Reasonable Doubt came out in July. Exactly. That joint with Lauryn Hill, If I Ruled the World, that shit was on fire. That it just took off. He had the video for it. Nas had the Message song for Tupac. The message wasn't just for Tupac. The message was for Biggie, too. That love changes, thugs changes, and best friends become strangers. I believe that was for Biggie Smalls. I know that One Life, One Love, so there could only be one king. I know that was directed at Biggie. He admitted this. It's on YouTube. You can look it up. He said, one more chance, remix that song. It was really game over. He said, Gully, give him history. I'm walking him through it, man. Excuse me. Mobb Deep, the infamous Hell on Earth for Murder music brought in the 2000s. Correct. Jay-Z and Biggie Smalls. I don't know what their relationship was like. It's projected that they was cool, but there's some evidence of Big dissing Jay-Z. I think they dissed each other. I know when Jay-Z said, I'm conscious of your nonsense in 88. Conscience of your nonsense in 88. That was for Jay-Z. Jay-Z was talking that I still spending money for 88 and 80. He kept talking about 88. That was a clear dart at Jay-Z. So, I don't know about their relationship. He said facts. My man said, maybe I'm just too demanding. Park the land and Mark Buchanan. Fuck a job, I'ma die scrambling. Dig a gold, dig a bigger hole in your soul. Que pasa, Pablo Stone Cabron. At the airport, the mob picked me up in the truck.
No?
Nah, I'm good. Good.
Wow.
I just took one.
That's veggie shit.
He said Esco. You remember when that came out? That was on a that Esco freestyle was on a I think that was on Ron G. I think that was on Ron G. That was summer '96. Do y'all know you could buy that shit for $5 and get like 30 songs? He said Clue. Okay. Clue joint. Alright. Y'all gotta go watch this video. I'm not here to be critical of anybody. I'm a big fan of everybody I'm speaking of. I just wanted to discuss with y'all Biggie's beefs. I want to say that from start to finish, I was on Esco's side. I was on Esco's side. Excuse me. I was on Ghost and Ray's side. I wasn't tripping off that bite and shit. Nobody was tripping off that for real. I think it became more realer in the industry than in the streets. When them niggas said that about Biggie and shit, wasn't nobody like tripping off that shit. Like it kind of like snowballed and took on a life of its own. You got to give Puff a lot of credit for being able to make Biggie marketable as he did. Damn near made do the sex symbol. Yeah, he definitely knew what he was doing. He polished him up. Peace. What cities is up in here? Let's talk about that. What cities is up in here? Getting this good hip-hop history. Hip-Hop 101, 1996, 97, and 98. He said, what's your top 5? I'm gonna tell you in a minute. Brooklyn, North Carolina, St. Louis, Queens, Jersey City, St. Louis, Columbus, Ohio, Mount Vernon, London, Newark, New Jersey, Baltimore, Providence, Chicago, Irvington, Washington, D.C. I got all these niggas in here from all these different cities. And y'all ain't told me how fire my new murder unit joint is yet. See, y'all getting spoiled. Y'all get fired. Y'all get hot shit for me, and it's just like the norm, so y'all don't even say nothing and shit. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. They got more information on that situation with homeboy. Rest in peace, Trouble. He got caught at somebody chick crib, man. He got caught at somebody chick crib, probably, possibly laying a little pipe and shit. They say that he got caught with his pants down type shit. Nigga came up in there and shit, man. Nigga see you with your dick out in this bitch, man. He got no understanding of nothing. Like, even if it ain't his bitch, that's rage off top. Soon as he see it. Soon as he see you pull it out, man, somebody is getting shot. Rest in peace to him. They said after he shot dude, said he beat Gully pretty bad, like basically beat her into the hospital and shit. He said, I left a comment on the MU joint saying it was fire. He said, bro got lost out there and shook. They was gonna take his camera. They wasn't gonna take my camera. I was gonna give it to them niggas first. I was gonna give it to them niggas off top. Y'all want the camera. The SD card is useless to you, huh? Take that. Straight up. Would you do something on Yami Sanders? Sandifier. It's been done before. I stay away from cheating chicks. These guys going loco. Mobb Deep rapped about going to see females and shit. You gotta be on your A+ game when you're going into somebody's territory and shit. The chick apparently was a stripper. You know they be having 30 niggas, obsessive niggas. So, unfortunate situation. He said, yeah, now she gonna give it to somebody else while he doing life. I know, right? It's crazy. You will relate to this. Biggie was like Akeem Olajuwon. He dominated the best at the time. They were in their prime. Jay and Nas were like Shaq and Ewing. Did you get it? Nas was never second to Biggie, fam. Nas was never second to Biggie. If you talking about record sales and shit like that, you probably can get that, but Nas was never second to Biggie, I'm telling you. I was there. Nas was very, 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 very fucking he was like the prince. He was like the prince. All your work is fire on all platforms. Thank you. He said dudes got to take their meds. Listen to Beanie Siegel die. He covered Trouble Situation. Shout out to the Lakers. Yeah, we got Rasheed Wallace as an assistant coach. He said Nas all the way. Right? Right? Nas was never second to Biggie. He wasn't. Tupac attacked Nas for no reason at all. Nas sold more than Biggie up until his latter death. Man, Nas was royalty until that broad tarnished his glow. Yeah, they didn't have nothing on Esco until Hov got a hold of that girl situation. Hov got a hold of the chick. Carmen fucked up his win streak and shit. Big outshine Nas because Nas didn't want the bright lights. Tupac was a fan and was threatened by Nas. Tupac attacked Nas for no reason. Nas never said anything to provoke Tupac. All of that, this nigga named Nas think he live like me. We was like, damn, what was that about? Where did that come from? Nobody ever know where that came from, yo. Can somebody, I did the documentary and shit about the song Against All Odds. Because, that was the song with the Haitian Jack line. Do anybody know what Nas did to provoke that? It was because he used the same beat. Fake Thug's line was directed to him. Yeah, all right. He was taking offense to anybody that said the word thug. He got mad at Mobb Deep because they were saying thug life, you still living it. They were saying that and on they were saying that on Survival of the Fit. He got mad about that. It was from the Message song. Same song. How can you be king of New York if you weren't king of your borough? Brooklyn was up for grabs. It's too many. It's too many. It's too many. Too many giants. He thought the message was about him. Fake thug, no love. See before Gusto. Pac took offense to that shit. He said Pac was just angry. Jabron Fuller. I'm glad you said that. Because that's what it seemed like. I was around, man. I was going to them concerts and shit. That Hit 'Em Up, that was a single. That came out of nowhere. That just came out of nowhere. That came out of nowhere. I swear to God, man. I came around my way one day, and niggas was all gathered around somebody's car, and they was all listening to him. Like, what the fuck is that? They was like, this is Tupac. He dissing everybody and shit. In the middle of the summer. For no reason. He said, hit him up, set the world on fire. Hit him up came out in like June or July. No, maybe May. It might have came out in like May. No promotion. The single went straight to the stores. Yeah, that shit went straight to the streets. It wasn't announced or nothing. He said, and that shit did hit during the summer. Yeah. He said, I remember Hit 'Em Up Summer. Troublesome. He just kept going. He just kept going. Yeah. The first time I heard Hit 'Em Up was on a radio station in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Pac felt he was invincible with Suge Knight behind him. I'm from QB. Even Mobb Deep affiliates was bumping Pac. Everybody listened to Tupac, yo. Niggas liked him out the gate. By the time that he had already won niggas, man, from not damn, what was that? My definition of a thug nigga. That song had already been out. He captured people with that shit. He said it must have been May or June. I was in class when I heard it for the first time. He was an actor. Don't never forget that. If DMX passed after his third album, he would be having those conversations about him too. He said, was it even on mixtapes? It just came out of nowhere. I can't even remember how I got it. I can't. I think it was a real CD though. Yeah, Hit 'Em Up was a CD, a real CD. That like wasn't no mixtape joint. Like that was released. He said, rest in peace, Yammy. He threw my Pac CD in the grass. Me Against the World is a low-key classic. So Many Tears is on Me Against the World. Like I said, like it was written, didn't come out until 96. Me Against the World was 95. People was listening. The whole world was listening to that. To Me Against the World. Facts. Hit 'Em Up was on How Do You Want It EP. He said, I definitely got it from Willie's Records. Peace. I guarantee Pac would have became an actor and left the rapping behind like Will Smith or Ice-T. They make more money being actors. You ain't even gotta, you can master acting and make way more money. Y'all like this video, share it. Hit the bell so you get the notifications. How was the festivity at Ghost and Ray Havoc party? Big ass house party and shit, man. Bunch of older live niggas. Fans and shit. Wu affiliates you ain't seen in a minute. All in the spot. Poetic Justice soundtrack. How Do You Want It was a maxi single. He said, remember Machiavelli 2, 3, 4, Tupac had too much goddamn music. Pac was in his feelings but didn't take it to them Brooklyn goons. That's who he was mad at. He just started banging on everybody. I don't think Jay-Z never did nothing to get attacked by Tupac either. He just attacked Jay-Z for nothing. Pac had #1 when he was locked up in 95. That is Me Against the World summer. Killer Sin got 16 to life. You could look that up. Big had a lot of slings and arrows fired at him. They said when he was saying, this is... Hey, yo, turn that down, yo. Turn that down. They was like, when Biggie was like, this is for you, this goes out to you, you. Every time he said you, it was a target. It was a name attached to them U's and shit. So I guess kicking in the door was his response to everybody. If that was his response, that shit was light. If that was his response to them people that he was battling, that was light. That was light. It was light. He said that's facts. I'm just keeping it real. Great delivery on my PA knitted. Thanks. You're welcome. He said, yeah, Big held back. Pac's aggression and Suge's ego got him killed. Jay-Z didn't get me into Who You With till I heard Who You With. When I first heard Who You With, I was like, God damn. I was like, damn, dude, fires. Fuck, I wanted to hear more. When I first heard Imaginary Player, I was like, was that a conversation, a rhyming conversation? Because it was just like he was talking. He was so casual and shit. Y'all rapping ass niggas, y'all funny to me. Selling records, being you, but still you want to be me. He said, hell yeah. He said, that's my shit. He said, Imaginary Players with the one. Y'all need to stop Biggie diss Tupac all over Life After Death. Whole album. What did he say about Pac on Life After Death? I think he was more so beefing with the niggas in New York. Biggie had Long Kiss, remember the skit. What's Beef? He had lines in What's Beef that was targeting people too. Like he was very slick. But some of the shit that Beef is when ICU, guaranteed to be an ICU. That was about that was about rap beef. He said long kiss goodnight. Subliminal, actually in my Lifetime video, the whole album, bro. And this was after Pac died. I was just thinking that. Everything you just said, I was just thinking that. I'm like, why would he diss Pac? I'm like, when Pac dead already and shit? Them disses was for New York niggas, yo. He said Biggie ain't played a high road. Biggie, Jay got at Pac. I love the dope. Remember, same night, same fight. One of y'all cats ain't living, right? Nah, that wasn't for him. Nah, that wasn't for Tupac. He said that was for Puff. Nas said kicking the door was for him. He said, this goes out to those with disrespectful views of the king of NY. Y'all got to go watch that documentary, man. You ran on the top with short like leprechauns as I crushed so-called willies, thugs, and rapper dons. The Willie, that was Nas' word. Thugs, Tupac, rapper dons, Ghostface, and Raekwon. Y'all got to go watch the documentary, man. It's an hour and 30 minutes, man. It's a classic. That's what brought us here tonight. Them tracks were done. Puff just left him on there. Remember, Big leg was broken. He was laid up, couldn't record. What's the documentary name? It's called Biggie versus Wu-Tang. No, it's called Biggie versus Nas. Put Biggie versus Nas. It'll pop up. Which documentary? Follow me on Instagram. I'm at I am Gully TV _ I posted everything, all the information you need to know. I posted the video, the name of the video, a screenshot of the video, and I posted 4 different captions. One about Jay-Z. Let's talk about Jay-Z again. Listen, people been talking about Jay-Z stealing Biggie's verses for years. I always thought it was exaggerated. Cameron had a diss track back in the day when he was, going at Hove, and he played a bunch of them. He played maybe 5 or 6 joints, maybe more. I can't remember how many joints Cameron played, right? But hearing it and seeing it is 2 different things. When I seen that shit with my own eyes, I'm just, because this documentary, every line that Jay-Z took, they played the Biggie line. And this goes beyond paying homage to a motherfucker. Like, he said, I said big line, I'm only bigging up my brother. Hold on. That's too much. That's not bigging up. That's stealing. Yo. That's stealing, man. I didn't want to admit it, man. I'm looking at it. This is hip hop. Nobody's ever done this. Nobody's ever gotten away with this shit. If anybody else did it, it would be a way bigger deal. It shouldn't be underreported. Biggie only had 2 albums. How much is you gonna steal? You gonna spit all his shit? You gonna spit all of his shit, fam? What the fuck? Like, he only got 2 albums. You gonna spit? He spit shit that I didn't even know Biggie said. Watching this documentary today showed me how much I wasn't listening to Biggie Smalls. Because like I said, I was on Esco and them side. I was on Nas and them side. So I wasn't always listening to what Biggie was doing. I didn't care about Biggie and Tupac like that. I didn't. But they always were saying it. When I seen, it was lines that I thought they was Jay-Z lines. There's lines that Jay-Z is more famous for spitting than Biggie Smalls. There's Biggie Small lines versus that Jay-Z is more famous for spitting than Biggie. This is Gully TV. I put my career on the line. I put my children on it, everything. Jay-Z is more, he's more known for spitting Biggie raps. Like, this shit is crazy. Like, that's crazy. I never knew that. I know I ain't get no Jay-Z interview, no pictures, no nothing, never in my career. But I got to tell you the truth. It's too much. Nigga, you need to come here and have a conversation with me about this shit, because it's too much. It's way too much. I'm like, damn, you stole all that shit. When the Remy's in the system, he just kept doing it. And after it was detected, after Cameron called it out, he continued to do it. This might be his Achilles heel. What I mean by that is certain rappers have something that they do all the time. It's like an Achilles heel. Game always mentioned people's name in his raps. Always name dropping people. Drake always say, yeah. It's like a pause that he take between his verses. He always say it, yeah. Like, he'll be rhyming, yeah. And he'll switch direction and go. He do it all the time. And you like, is that where he stumble at? Is that where he stumble at or struggle at and try to readjust the rhyme? And, he said Meek always say Rolex. But did y'all notice this? He always say, yeah. Like, it's his thing and shit, right? Maybe Jay-Z got to steal a Biggie line. They always said the hardest part of a rap to write. Ask anybody. And everybody will tell you this. The hardest part of a rap to write is what? The beginning. The first line. The first couple of lines. Like the start in the beginning. Jay-Z he takes Biggie starts This is crazy, man. He shot out. Man, I'm paying attention, man. I'm paying attention, yo. It's too much. If Biggie was living, I wonder what he would have did, man. Like, he might have been... He wouldn't be a billionaire for sure. I wonder what he... If Biggie was living, that takes away all of your goddamn criteria. And he didn't like you. He was dissing you. Conscience of your nonsense in 88 sold more powder than Johnson & Johnson. He said, that's why I always said Nas was overhauled. The line jacking was too much. Damn. He can't battle Jay. He can't battle Nas, man, with stealing all them raps, man. You known for stealing raps, man. Like, that's crazy. I didn't know that, man. He one of my favorite rappers. Always, still. That's crazy, though. He said you biased. No, I ain't. You ain't supposed to be spitting nobody raps. Name another rapper who repeatedly used somebody else's line. Tell me. Tell me. Tell me another rapper to repeatedly... Let's say Ja Rule went on and started taking DMX shit. Do y'all think that would be permitted? Fuck no. Hell no. It wouldn't. It'll be immediate red flag and shit. He said Jay lacks creativity. That's where Kanye came in. He said it's never been done before. I never seen it done before. He said I rap. Biting was never cool. There's a sign on the door, no biting allowed. Swagger jacker. He said it was a single. He continued to do it even after Cameron said something about it. He continued to do it. So, I don't know. Ja Rule was Pac style, and me and my girlfriend was Pac. Ghostface said in 94, I don't want no rapper signing like me. That was 95, pimp. Bigging up my brother because I'm big enough to do it. It sound good. If that was his explanation in totality, it sound good. But we got the footage. It's on camera. Once that shit get on camera, it's different, man. It's different to listen to it. You seeing it with your eyes. He stole too much, yo. He stole too much. He did continue to do it. He still do this shit to this day. So he stopped? You saying he stopped doing it? Once he was called out on it, he stopped doing it? Yeah, right. Continued to do that shit. That shit with Cameron was a long ass time ago. Don't y'all know that nigga didn't use another Biggie line since then? Don't y'all know he didn't use another Biggie line since then? After Cameron? He said, name it. Why would I name it? I stopped listening to that shit when it got whack. Anybody that know hip hop know that shit had a shelf life. Jay-Z did like this. Boom. That's what happened. That's what happened. I wasn't listening to that shit. I seen Jay-Z in concert. That shit was terrible. That nigga don't do nothing. He only performed New York and all this silly shit. Don't go to his shows. You'll be disappointed. I'm from where they cross over and clap boards. That Hove is gone. I'm from up the block. He don't remember them raps. He don't. My man said whack show. I know it. I was very disappointed. I'm like, man, who the fuck made this nigga playlist tonight? Like, these ain't hits. You just said he was your favorite. He is one of my favorites. He is one of my favorites. I don't listen to that shit, man. I listen to shit from the 90s. I just told you. I play it on my show. I play it on my show. You don't never hear no new shit on my show. You hear all old shit. It's like a time capsule and shit. I can recite that shit. I can't recite no new Jay-Z. I can recite Reasonable Doubt shit. I can recite shit from Streets is Watching. I can recite shit from Hard Knock Life, Blueprint 2. Put a little in the baggie, put a little in the purse. All of that shit is over with. Boom, boom, boom. I still bump the 90s. I don't know if I think Jay-Z was like, I don't know when he started going with Beyonce or when he got married and shit. I think he's probably better when he was a bachelor and shit. But when he started dressing in all black and all that shit, all black everything, and I wasn't fucking with that strange shit, yo. Shit wasn't no good. We are what the fuck is you saying, man? This beat is garbage. All this shit is trash. After Volume 1, she said, Jay been different since the Rock split. So you saying I shouldn't pay $100 to see Ho perform live? I seen better performances on Versus. I swear to God. I swear to God, I seen better performances for free on Versus than Jay-Z in concert. I'm serious. I was pissed. I was pissed, yo. He not spitting no Streets is Watch. Dun-dun-dun, dun, dun-dun-dun, dun, dun. Jay-Z with the bulletproof vest. If I shoot you, I'm brainless. If you shoot me, you're famous. What's a nigga to do when the Streets is Watch? It's over with. Buster gives a good show. Boom, boom, boom. Can Jadakiss get at Hove? Ain't nobody seemed to topple him. Nobody ever spanked on him except for Nas, man. Nas got one off on Jay-Z, but Jay-Z had a better career. Nas won the battle. Jay-Z won the war. He said he all corporate now. He's 50 years old now. So what? He still could perform his hot shit. Nigga, you better go put that bulletproof vest back on. He said, recite some new rare ghosts. I can recite, I'm rich, black, African. I know that joint. I don't listen to this new shit, man. I'm a time capsule, man. Like, that Nas and Raekwon joint, rich and black and shit. I listen to shit like that. If I listen to it, it's old. I promise you. I promise you. I listen to Ghostface Killer's album. I listen to Malcolm a lot. Malcolm's my shit. I can recite that. Ghostface got that joint where he got that joint with Tiana Taylor. Like, I'm not anything that's like new. I'm a casual fan of it. He said Nas is still better than Jay. He ain't got the ammunition. He couldn't beat Jay-Z in the verses. He couldn't. Jay-Z got too much firepower. Jay-Z had a double disc. It was called The Blueprint, right? Nas had one called Street's Disciple. What do you remember from Street's Disciple double disc? You remember Moment of Silence with Quan. Do you remember anything else on there like that? On the Street's Disciple? That was a double album. Do you remember any other bangers on there? Theft Theme. I forgot about that one. I like that joint. He said that album was trash. It didn't get no airplay all that. It didn't have no hang time and shit. I don't think nothing surpassed Moment of Silence with Quan on there. It had the video. That was just an unbelievable song. They killed that shit. Quan is nice. Quan is talented. I interviewed him a couple times. He said Blueprint 2 was mid, but Street's Disciple was extra mid. He said they still naming joints. They just naming joints. Like, people don't listen to them joints. That might be one of these niggas' personal favorites, though. We talking about something that the consensus can agree upon. We agree upon Moment of Silence probably being the standout track from a whole double disc. Salute Gully Luck. That segment on Glenn Mills brought back a lot of memories. Not to change the subject. It's all love. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get the notifications. Hit the top bell so you get all of the notifications. Make sure y'all share that Haitian Jack joint where he talking about how him I held that for you niggas. I held that for you niggas just in case you corporate niggas. Just in case you network TV niggas tried something, and they did. I knew they was gonna do it. They put out that hip hop uncovered shit. I held me a ringer. I got more too. They like, damn, where that come from? Pow! Yeah. Haitian Jack talks him and Tupac's falling out. Rooted in Madonna, apparently. I pulled that shit out the cut, huh? Smart move. He said I got to see that doll. I still got it. I pulled mine offline. I got more tricks up my sleeve and shit. I be having to battle these big court. It'd be 30 niggas against me and shit. I got something for their ass. I'm outfox all these niggas. Nas got double the classic albums that Jay-Z does. Impossible. Man, Jay-Z went on like a 7 straight summers. Critics might not admit it, but nobody in rap did it. Them 7 straight summers he was talking about, that was for real. That was for real. We seen it. Them niggas went crazy. The Dynasty, you know, name them. Life and Times of Sean Carter and shit went crazy. Jay hasn't had a good album since American Gangster. I think I probably can. I think that's plausible. Why do you think Nas has found his second prime and Hove hasn't? They just put out a joint together that was hot. I like that joint that Jay-Z and Nas. Who was on that joint? Rick Ross? I like that joint that Jay-Z and Nas got out where he be like, I'm cryptocurrency, Scarface, and all of that. I like that. They got to do more. They probably at their best. When they get on the track together, they apply themselves. But as far as Nas' recent music, y'all don't notice that everybody's music is like a now later and shit? It's only here for like a week. Whose music got some staying power? Whose music has some staying power? I'm listening to shit from 25 years ago on the regular. Whose shit can you put in and just let it rock? He said nobody. Drake, nobody. Drake. He said that's the times we in. He said Rock, Marcy, Kendrick. I got nobody. From start to finish. I'm spoiled. We just talked about the era of music that I was raised in. on that documentary, they said that they was all going so hard because of Biggie. That's what they said in his death. Like, they said they was all going so hard because of him, because he was writing his ass off. I like Mozzie. I like Mozzie. He said Kodak Black. Who the fuck listens to Kodak Black all day? Original hip hop is back again. Nas is catching up. His last 3 albums was fire. Stove God Crooks. He said you wild. Benny got TT3 and Gun got Fly God. Boldy James 38 Special. That Trust Tape 2, you can listen to that from start to finish. That's an old one. He said Mussolini. I believe some of you niggas is the person that y'all saying. I believe that's y'all. He said Kodak hard. Give him a shot. Jay's only good recent verses are features on Drake recent songs. Ironically, coincidentally, I'm listening to a lot of dead rappers: Nipsey, Dolph, Bankroll Fresh, Drake, Yo the Ruler. I could never listen to Kodak Black from the 90s era. I bounce and, you know, shake my head to it, but man, I listen to old music, man. As recently, I've been listening to Ito. Recently, I've been listening to him. I've been listening to Teddy Pendergrass, a lot of Teddy Pendergrass recently. I've been listening to a lot of Rick James. After I seen that Rick James documentary, I started listening to a lot of Rick James and listening to his fucking lyrics and shit. Rick James and Teddy Pendergrass are saying some real live shit to a bitch on them songs and shit, yo. Seriously. He said Barry White was the illest. 8 Ball, UGK versus was fire. None of them dropping relevant or substance-filled music. Nope. He said Rick James, Ghetto Life. Rick James was a musical genius. Teddy P, R&B King of Philly. Akeem Ali, nah. Check out the Ballers Anonymous. BA was here. Classic material. These new rappers are all weirdos. Yeah, Busta's Ghetto Life is fire. I fucked with that. That was in like 2007, I believe. I listen to Loose Ends all the time. These songs that y'all, all of this music that y'all suggesting, do y'all smoke to that shit? Do y'all smoke weed to this shit? Like, do y'all lounge and be kicking it to these artists that you guys are naming? Y'all be listening to these dudes when y'all be chilling and shit? He said, I smoked the Tom Jones. My man said Kodak. Big Bang Theory album. That's a smoker. Shine 2 albums. He said The Reason by Beanie Siegel. Smoked the DJ Screw. He said SOS Band. I smoked the shit like that. I smoked the Sade. Cherish the day. I be steaming. I listen to Sade. I smoked the Sade. I smoked the Teddy Pendergrass. I smoked the Mary J. Blige. I smoked the Donnell Jones. Donnell Jones, that's good smoking music. I smoked the Maxwell. He said, I play a lot of older stuff, Beans. Mostly bang old 80s and 90s music in the whip. Three Times Crazy, Hit the Gas. That's smoking music for sure. Sade Calms Me Down. Maxwell's The Business. Jill Scott. All of that neo soul shit is great for smoking weed. Neo soul music is great for smoking weed. It's a time and place to listen to hip hop. I don't know if you should listen to that shit in the house. Hip hop probably is for the car. Play that shit in my house. Genesis by Prodigy. He said, facts. Hanging on a string. Music makes this thug calm down. Sometimes by Noriega. Noriega got a couple smoking songs. I Love My Life. Erykah Badu. Common, that's good smoking music. Neo Soul era was trash. You crazy as hell. Jill Scott was fire as a motherfucker. Music Soul Child had one of the hottest CDs in the country. I was in college when music was out. Ah, man. Music was fire, yo. You got them fucked up. It was a few of them niggas that was fire. It wasn't just music and Jill Scott either. It was more. He said trash. Yeah, right. I need some Neo Soul support. Philly, help me out. Was D'Angelo Neo Soul? Bilal, that's the name I was looking for. Light skinned dude with the dreads. Flowetry, fire. Flowetry was the shit. He said, I have to say, it's still soulful. Bilal was dope. Dwele, Slum Village. Philly owned Neo Soul. Yeah, Philly had that locked up. Philly had that locked up big time. The look, the sound, yeah. Bilal was on the Clips record, Nightmares. He said, you can catch a nice chick at them Neo Soul concerts. You talking about them big booty joints with the afro and shit. You talking about them big booty joints with the afro, huh? Jaguar, right? Lauren is considered Neo Soul. Bilal was hella underrated. The media give it a black eye. Neo Soul music is good music. Raheem Devon. I fuck with Raheem Devon. Flowetry wrote Butterflies for Michael Jackson. He said them earthy bloods. Gapel. Closer to My Dream. Is she a one-hit wonder? She could never top that song. It's a shame when somebody drop a song of that magnitude, man. They could never go back up to, I'm getting high. She can't top that joint. She said it. I'm getting high. That was the shit. That was a banger. Bilal was at the Roost picnic this past weekend. They always hate on the Philly side. Closer to My Dreams is classic. No, Gapel's not a one-hit wonder. Somebody rapped on Closer to My Dreams. Somebody killed that shit. Was it Drake? Drake rapped on Closer to My Dreams, right? Drake. Yeah, killed that shit. Rich the Factor. Early 2000s. Flow Dope Times. Not a one-hit wonder. She had a dope album, Gapel. That's Drake's song now. Yeah, he killed that. She can never get that back. Dollar rapped on it too. Killed it. Guapel is how it's pronounced. Angie Stone, fire. As soon as Ray came out with Only Built for Cuban Links, it immediately certified him. I just uploaded content for Kansas City. I be in every city, man. Stop playing. You know I know who that is. Appreciate y'all for coming through, man. I'm about to go roll up and smoke the Sade and Gapel. Guapel, because of y'all. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell before y'all get up out of here. Hey, listen, right? Don't keep it a secret. Y'all could go ahead and tell everybody I'm the best doing this shit, man. I got the resume. Did y'all see that murder unit shit? Do y'all hear the narrative? Do y'all hear the narration? I wrote that shit. Don't y'all know I wrote that script? I wrote that shit in a tablet. Then I got in the booth, recorded that shit. My man like, damn, man, you killing that shit, man. You sound so intelligent. Nigga, I am intelligent. The fuck is he talking about? He said that MU was fired. Make sure y'all share it. Share it. He said, Steve Arrington. My man, what's your name? Homeboy that just said Steve Arrington. I have to know your name and where you from. I'm going to wait till you come back around. What's your government name? What's your mama call you? Tell me what city you from, too. No, you got to be older. Biggie did bite off Nas shit and use and misappropriate lingo. A lot of people was calling money cream before the song came out. Before the song came out, people was calling money cream, yo. They made a song out of it first, so. Where my man at? Who said, my man said Steve Arrington. Where you at, pimp? He gone. Anyway, Steve Arrington. He said nobody can be but you. Steve Arrington is fire. That's good smoking music. Steve Arrington's son, Weak in the Knees. He sung Weak in the Knees. EST from 3 Times Dope remade it and made the song his. He got a song called Weak in the Knees, but the original song belongs to a nigga named Steve Arrington. And that shit is jiggy as a motherfucker. Y'all could go look him up, but that's the type of shit I be smoking to. Steve Arrington. I'm out of here. Peace.